Hello, it's been a week. I just want to start the video off by apologizing for any recording problems. Uh, the last video was dark, and on some video players and on YouTube, on some devices, the saturation was flickering, it was changing, and I don't know why it's doing that. I didn't change anything now, so it's probably going to still do that. But it was dark because my screen, my actual computer screen, its light was too bright. So I designed everything based on that. So the recording software doesn't pick up my screen's brightness. So everything was dark. So I had to add a brightness slider, and I had to recalibrate my computer monitor just so my monitor is now darker, and I'm designing things based around the average person's computer screen. But to even get this brightness, it wasn't as simple as I would hope. And I had to change how I was handling all the camera stuff, all the UI stuff, because Unity doesn't have a simple way, I guess, of handling it. A lot of this UI stuff was already here. These options, I added a camera zoom and field of view. I had the controls here before. I had to work on some of the audio stuff, and we'll see some sound effects that I have in. And I also added localization for languages, so it handles different languages now. And I guess it's kind of buggy. So it's not a full map. It's just what I try to put together just to test things out to see what kind of workflow I would have for making maps. I made this in Unity using their pro builders, and this is a baked light map. It's actually a custom made light map, a very simple one. It took a while to make, but it's very bare bone, and I was having problems with it while making this simple scene. Everything is low poly, but the light map wasn't working well with it. Things were bleeding too much. You can see a little problem there, but that's gonna just have to be like that. But it was much worse, and I'll show you an example. You can see how it used to look like this, and this was because the way the UVs were being unwrapped, because it's low poly, the light map didn't realize that, and it was trying to blend things too much. But after changing a setting in Unity for the UV unwrapping, it defaults to 80. It treats, if face is 80 degrees or something, it'll count it as together. But since everything I want flatter look, I changed the setting to 10 degrees, and it looks much better, much flatter. And that took a while to try to get right, but I think it looks all right. You get the idea of how the look of the game is going to be. Right now everything's kind of gray. I do have a little light here. My light mapper only has a directional light and point lights, so that's all right. You can hear the sound effects, and it's a little too loud. Go lower that. Alright, I'm back. Fixed the audio bug. It was because I recently added the option to fade out audio for my wall grind, because I didn't want it to instantly stop playing the sound right as I stop wall grinding. So that introduced the bug. Anyways, here are the placeholder sound effects, because I don't necessarily like them too much, but it's good enough for now. I also have the sound effects for the revolver and the rifle. I just don't have them equipped. So other things I worked on were some fixes, bug fixes. My collision system had a bug, and if you're curious, this is the collision system I made. This is the GitHub. I put it online a while back. I made some changes to it, but the core of it's pretty much the same, where I explain some stuff. It's not so great performance-wise, unfortunately. And, but for now, hopefully it's fine. It's only going to be on the main player, on your player anyways. If it's a problem, change it. Another thing I had to fix is the wall grinding. You can see now it's transitioning better. Before, it would pretty much only work on flat walls, but since we're having this low poly style and the walls are going to be changing angles very slightly or not so slightly, I could change how much is allowed to transition to. I don't know if this might be too much, but I think it's fine. It feels better. Now that I have a map, kind of can work out how I want the size of things to be. This might be too big. I mean, it's supposed to be big, like a big cage, something big came out. But playing wise, you could see, I don't know if this is too fast. Maybe it's fine. Maybe limit it a little bit. Not sure. Because they're only going to have like 4 shots anyways. So it's not like they could spam it like I am right now. I have pretty much infinite ammo. But this, not sure if this is too much. Too annoying to fight against. We'll have to see. I'll probably reduce the max speed a little bit. I also added the transparency for when you look down or up. Problem is when I'm like right here, can't see myself at all. It might be maybe I'm making it too transparent. Maybe it's fine. Maybe I'll have an option in the menu to set it how you want it. And I think that's about what I got done this week. It's only been a week. Wanted to get more of the map done, but unfortunately problems arise. I said I wasn't going to work on back-end stuff, but I guess I worked on some back-end stuff, like the localization for the languages. But they were all needed. And hopefully next week I'll have the map done, maybe even 2 maps. I have another map idea. And I guess I'll see you guys next week. See you.